Another area where we see business automation is creating custom user-defined functions, or UDFs. They're used like you would use any other function in Excel. So for example, it's pretty easy to add a sum or VLOOKUPs, addition, subtraction, any of those other built-in functions, averages. You can use the user-defined functions in the same manner. They're actually designed and built in VBA, which is a programming language within Excel. That's kind of what the macros are also written in. And since they're done in VBA, there's a lot you can do and they're pretty powerful. So here's an example of one that I did for somebody. They had a legacy system for managing their inventory and a new system for doing sales stuff. You'll notice here I just listed the stuff that was unique, but their part numbers were structured different in the legacy system versus the new system. Basically the same number, but you remove the first character, take out the dash to get this number over here. And in the old system, they actually listed and had things done by city rather than by region, which the sales system was doing. Sometimes we have to convert between these two different data sets. So we came up with these UDFs. So if I click here, you'll see that there's this function called convert number, which actually uses an input from this legacy system to convert to this new number. And this convert number is the function we created, and it does the work, and you just simply enter it in and tell it what number you want to convert, and you get it. So if I just drag this down, you'll see that it converts all of these to whatever that function is supposed to be. On the region side, we used a function called ID region that we made. Basically, you put in a city and it does a lookup to tell you what region that city would be in. So in this case, that's in the eastern region. Again, I can extend that. So what's useful is now I can easily manipulate data, so I can cross-reference or I can do VLOOKUPs. So let's go ahead and say we want to find this part number over here and find out what region that's in, which would be the central. You could do a VLOOKUP, but then you'd have to add a text manipulation to get rid of this and get rid of the dash and convert it to something that you could look up in this table, or you'd have to convert this table to look like this, and it's just kind of can get messy, especially if you're doing it all the time. But with those functions, it's really easy. So let's just go over here. We'll do VLOOKUP. The value I want to look up is this one, but I need to convert it to this format so I can look up from this table. So I'm going to just type in the convert number function there, pick this one as my input. And so that function will take care of doing the conversion for us. Now I just finished the VLOOKUP saying I want to look up from this range. I'm going to pull from the second column to get the region, and we're done. And you'll notice it pulled back to central. The reason being, it's using this input but doing the conversion on it before it does the VLOOKUP. We've created user-defined functions for specialized financial calculations, perhaps a variant of an IRR, some kind of a weighted average. Again, since they're written in VBA, there's a lot you can do. We've seen UDFs that will actually go out and retrieve data from a website, such as maybe an exchange rate, weather information, stock pricing, and it will retrieve that information as part of the function. And so every time that function's recalculated, it will go out and retrieve that information. And so you always have the latest exchange rate to use, and UDFs can be very powerful.